Hello everyone, Commander Bravebelly here. Today on the channel, I'm going to be eating and reviewing these 24-hour individual combat rations for Ukraine. This is menu number 3, and this is actually brought to you by the people of Poland, okay? So this is paid for and funded by Polish taxes. Then it's made in the EU, which is basically somewhere, I believe, in Spain, manufactured for the forces currently fighting right now in Ukraine. Without further ado, let's get the show on the road. All right, so here we have it. This is menu number 3. If you guys like the review of this one and interested in menu number 1 and 2, I reviewed that one as well. So just see it in my MRE list, okay? So check those videos out if you're intrigued. So we have the ingredients and everything written out in 3 languages. We have first and foremost Polish, then we have Ukrainian because this is for them, and lastly we have in English, which is nice for an American like me. Makes things easier. So it says that we have a heater here, even though it says although it can be eaten cold. The package contains everything you need to heat up your food, accessories, water. I'm not going to read all this stuff. We're not here to read for all you nerds. We're here to eat. So yeah, let's get it on. And I thought it'd be fitting to have this knife. This is the current issue Polish bayonet. It's pretty awesome. It's very lightweight. Boom. All right. So I'm really liking this knife. Guys, let me know if you're in Ukraine right now, if you have this knife also issued with the MSBS Grot, or is this like hard to come by? All right, let me know in the comments. Very curious to see if this is actually getting use, and tell me what you think about it. All right, let's go. Here comes the unboxing or unbagging. That's how everything looks at first glance. Ooh, gonna pull that table back just a tad. All right, and lay everything out. All right, first things first. Whitener for drinks and powder with sugar, which is basically their creamer. Just not the best job in translation, because that's not really how you would describe creamer. All right, but yeah, is what it is. Sweet biscuits. All right, very sizable, nice and thick. We have their cutlery set. All right. Very straightforward, not the best quality. It is what it is. So check that out. We have a peach marmalade. And then we have the apple paste, very sizable in comparison. We have prepped meal. That's all it says, sterilized product. So we don't know what this is, but it expires in 2027, so we have 2 years. So this is considered super fresh for military rations, okay? So I guess it's gonna be a surprise for me to see what's in there. I'm sure I could really figure it out if I like read everything, but I like and appreciate the surprise, okay? So we have paper tissues, if you will. Gonna just open it right up so you guys see what it is. And I do like the packaging. I've said it before, it reminds me kind of like an IKEA style, very minimalist, even though it looks military. And that's what the paper napkins look like, or tissues. Let's see the quality. Okay, they are tissue, so they're very like dainty, but the size is respectable, okay? Not bad at all, and they do give you a considerable amount, so it's always a nice touch to keep it clean. All right, second pack of crackers. We have a toothbrush, and the cool thing about this toothbrush is it comes infused with the actual toothpaste, so you don't need anything, all right? You just put this in your mouth after you're done and brush. And very important to keep your mouth clean. As a soldier, dental hygienists would agree. All right, another whitener creamer. This is our coffee. Another packet of coffee. We have a packet of sugar. I like that it's in a plastic, so it's harder for this to puncture or spill out during transportation. So it's nice that it's in a plastic. I like that touch. So we have 3 coffees for the 24 hours. That's pretty nice. All right. Very Western, I would say. Ukrainians, let me know down below in the comments. I'm very curious. Are you guys, do you consider yourself big coffee drinkers, or is it more of like a tea drink nation? Very curious about that. Peanut butter. A whitener for drinks and powder. So we have 3 of these to match our 3 coffees. So that's always nice. I hate when rations don't come with creamers or just not enough creamer. We have a moist wipe. That's for after we eat, okay? I'm gonna make sure I'm not sticky. We have our cocoa powder. So basically like a hot chocolate, if you will. Although today I might try it cold, why not? It said on the package, everything is it's ready to consume cold. So, which a lot of soldiers do eat it like that, especially if they're in the very front lines. They don't have time to cook. Okay, that's just how it usually works. You put these in your pocket and munch on it throughout the day. All right, so we have their heating element right here. This is the Esbit brand. As you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these individually packaged alcohol tabs for the fuel. And we have a nice little elephant, aka Brave Belly the elephant. We have matches, wooden matches, very European looking matches. And I believe these are from Spain as well. Let's see. Fabrica in India, way off, okay? So from India, wooden matches, very straightforward. Not much to say. Little brown tips, okay? There you go. Smells like wood, just the way I like it. All right. So we also have 1, 2, 3, 4 water disinfectant or purification tablets. All right. Luckily for us, we won't have to use that today. I'm going to set these fuel tabs aside. I might have to use them. We'll see. All right. And then we have the beautiful little stove, very straightforward and easy to fold in. All the directions are here, and I like them because it's so straightforward. Literally just folding everything upright, and that's it. So this is the completed product. Okay, and we're gonna put the fuel right in there. Very effortless, very simple, okay? And that's the S-bit. All right, just gonna set that aside. Hopefully I don't need it, but I might. And we will use it just to warm everything up. All right, so we have 3 packages of these biscuits. So it says sweet biscuits for these. It just says crackers for these and crackers for these. So 2 crackers and 1 sweet biscuit so far. I did mention the cocoa powder. I did mention the peanut butter and the sugar. 2 packets of sugar. What do we have here? Salt and pepper, and then another salt and pepper. All right, this is another hand wipe. Another peach marmalade. We have what looks like some kind of pate or canned meat. So pretty nice, pretty nice. Apis is the brand. We'll get to it, don't you worry. We're eating everything, so buckle in. All right, so we do have a heating element. So I will heat everything up using this. It's just faster and more seamless. Expedites the whole process. Yes, the food probably gets hotter on this, but I'm gonna avoid it today. All right. Then we have another one of these big old apple pastes, which I like. I don't know why they call it apple paste. It just looks like a jam or a jelly. All right, so 2 of them, 2 big boys like that. That's nice. And then we have a cereal bar, packaged really nice. So I must say the packaging is very simple. It kind of reminds me of United States rations, like both the color and the font. And no designs or anything like that I really like camouflage patterns or like at least the seal of the country. It'd be nice if it actually had like the Ukrainian military like trident or something like that, which it does not. But this is made by a company called Janpas or something like that. And yeah, so they make a lot of Western rations. So it says Vyprodukovano, that means it's produced in the EU for Poland. Like Poland is the buyer, okay? And it's it's basically sent off to Ukraine for the frontline forces. So guys, if you're in the military, whether that's Ukrainian military or you're a foreign fighter in Ukraine, let me know in the comments if you actually eat this one, what soldiers consider about these instant rations as compared to the actual Ukrainian rations, which are more of like Ukrainian ethnic foods. This is more westernized. What do you guys think about this? I'm pretty sure a lot of the younger soldiers might like these because it's maybe different from home cooking and they want that variety. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments, but I suspect that might be the case. You know, a lot of times people like novel things. So I wouldn't be surprised if frontline soldiers, wow, this is super hot. I'm gonna just stand that up right here. And that's working fast. Now I've been told not to use hot water, but I notice when I use hot water, it just heats up that much faster. So why not? Trying to expedite the process. They say it might explode or whatever, but I'm just gonna risk it. Oh, that's freaking hot. These things happen, guys. All right, so we're gonna let that heat up. Ooh, that's super hot. Hot to the touch. And now we're gonna start eating. So we finally made it to some of the foods, all right? Although it's first gonna be the crackers and the jam. So while it heats up, I want to start eating. So let's start with the regular crackers. We're gonna compare them to the sweet biscuits. See what the difference is. Also, I'd like to know, what are you guys running for your knives? Are you running bayonets? You know, are you running this bayonet in particular? Are you running the old school Type 2 AKM bayonets by any chance? Unless it's no bayonets at all, are you preferring knives? And where are you buying your knives from? What type of knives? I'm curious to know, guys. I read all the comments. Please let me know down below. All right, so we're gonna compare now. First, we're gonna do this sweet biscuit. See what this is about. That's what it's looking like. And those of you that are hungry and about to eat as well, I guess, I'm freaking happy to be sharing this meal with you guys. So hope whatever you guys have is as good as this. All right, so this is the sweet biscuit. Really, really nice. Tastes just like a tea biscuit. Nice and sweet, all right? Really good, wouldn't change anything about it. Good crunch. A little on the dry side, but that's how these are supposed to be. All right, gonna compare it to the cracker. Oh, by the way, as far as this drip over here, yeah, this collar's a little up, but I had to iron it. I don't have time, but I gotta say, I absolutely love this camo pattern, like the digi, all right? And I believe it's like 3 or 4 colors, and it just looks really good. I always love digital camo. It's not really popular, but for me personally, I think it's badass. And I think this is probably one of the better looking ones, if not the best, honestly. Now, the whole multicam is popular. I'm not a fan of multicam, especially the fact that every nation has it. To me, it looks like you're a Fed, like you work for the CIA or something. I don't know. Not a fan of the multicam. This one is badass, more character in my opinion. So yeah. Anyway, so this is the cracker. Okay, very lightly salted, almost no salt. Just a white cracker. Nothing really much to say about it. Tastes like somewhat like a saltine for my American viewers, but a lot thicker, so more crunch to it. Definitely, I would say the sweet biscuits are more pleasant. They're just like your typical tea biscuits, and they're just more pleasant than this, okay? All right, gonna try the apple butter, as they call it. And you could see I just went to peel it and peeled right off. So the packaging is not engineered ideally. See, so there goes the second one. So that's kind of crappy as far as an experience, you know, because that's the whole point of having a pull top, so you can pull it. But it is what it is. You know, it adds fruit. Oh, I got some apple butter in my freaking eye. All right. So it's a lot of apple butter, but that's all right. Oh, I gotta say, the actual bag, really heavy duty. I'm gonna use it as my garbage bag. You could fill it with water, throw your purification tabs in there. So yeah, heavy duty bag. That's really it. All right, so first bite, guys, going in. Not delicious. Not delicious. There's some kind of tartness to it, but it's not like this delicious fruity tartness. This tastes very, very like generic and processed and cheap. I like the texture, like it's jelly. That's cool. And I like the fact that it's not like leaking, so it didn't separate. So that's a plus. But as far as flavor, not much on flavor. Not at all. It tastes almost like apricot. You know how apple has to have some tartness? This doesn't. If you told me this was apricot, I wouldn't be surprised. So, not a good apple butter at all whatsoever. All right, let's try the peach marmalade. We'll see which one is better, and then we're gonna pair that with the peanut butter. Okay, because I don't know how my Slavs eat peanut butter, but in America, we eat it with jelly. I don't think they do. Guys, let me know in the comments if you've had peanut butter and jelly if you're from Ukraine. Let me know if you liked it or not, all right? Because I know it's very foreign, that combination, you know, in Ukraine, or at least to most of the Slavs that I know, it's not common to mix peanut butter with something very bright and sweet like jelly. All right, so this is the peach. There is a peach flavor, but something about it is just like low on flavor. It's just a small hint of peach. Doesn't have like that brightness to it, that kind of light brightness that fruits have. Not really. It tastes like heavier, like a little bit like syrup almost. Okay, not heavy on flavor, but heavy on the sweetness, so it has kind of like a syrupy effect. I don't love it either, but we're gonna have maybe a little bit of both with the peanut butter. All right, gotta see what this peanut butter is about. All right, so that's what it's looking like. And so you could see that it separated a little, which usually happens with peanut butter, where you have like the oils that come out first and then you have the actual peanut butter. So somewhat substantial package, but not much in size for actual peanut butter. So I'm squeezing everything out, and that's everything. So for a man my size, this is basically one bite. All right, so as far as the taste of the peanut butter, not the worst, not the best. From a 1 to a 10, it's a 5, all right? Just creamy peanut butter, slightly roasted peanuts, but not like any like specific flavors to brag about. You don't get any like hints of like a deep roast or like really salty or anything like that. All right, so we're gonna just have it with this. I guess let's try it with the apple butter, maybe. If I could freaking find it. No, I can't find it. We're gonna do it with the peach. All right, so we have to have this the way I would eat it, which is with some type of jelly, just for more sustenance, all right? Just so I could feel more satiety. And sorry about the mess, guys, but we're gonna LARP here, okay? Like we're soldiers and we just gotta eat it quick, all right? And nobody's around to judge us, okay? So, cheers. I mean, what can I say? The peanut butter is definitely way more of an intense flavor than the actual peach marmalade. So I didn't even taste any peach at all whatsoever. It was just taste like I'm eating peanut butter. So not the best. It is what it is. Gonna move on. And I did notice there aren't any beverages. The only beverages is the coffee and the cocoa powder. All right, so we're gonna have that now. And I guess I'll just try it with hot water. And it doesn't look like there's much sugar in here at all, just small little baby granules, but nothing like crazy or substantial. So this seems like it's not that sweet. And that's okay because we do have provided sugar, but I'm gonna just have it just like this. Yeah, this is the most basic, fundamental cocoa powder. Like there's no sweetness, no creaminess, no richness to it. Bare bones minimal. Like if I was gonna guess, this is like a cocoa that you would get in prison, honestly. If I'm gonna keep it 100%, which is I always do. All right, so we have a packet of sugar. We're gonna see if the sugar helps. And we're also gonna use a creamer to see what that does. Okay, so usually here in America, when we have cocoa powder, it usually comes with the creamer inside, so it tastes like milky and rich, kind of like what we're expecting to have like during the holidays. I don't know, maybe they just drink their cocoa without any sweeteners normally, but that's how we usually have them. And I would say as a soldier, it's nice to experience a little taste of home. So even if it's sweet and creamy, you know, why not? Oh yeah, much better. But now I feel like it's a little too sweet. So yeah, it's just not the best balance. Still gonna drink it though. It's not the worst, all right? From a 1 to a 10, I give it like a 6. All right, at least we have some hot cocoa. Not many countries give hot cocoa, okay? So we had the coffee. We're gonna try the coffee as well. And I would say the food is gonna be ready for us to start eating, guys. So I appreciate you for practicing your patience. But waiting comes with the territory of rations, okay? Part of the game. So as you can see, the coffee, just very fine powder. I usually like my coffee freeze-dried, my instant coffee freeze-dried, so I don't necessarily know what to say about this powdered, but usually when I have the powdered ones, they're never like delicious. We'll see how this one tastes, bottoms up. Just super bitter black coffee. Does it taste cheap? I mean, it does not taste smooth, that's for sure. And usually the cheap ones taste like super bitter. This kind of what this tastes like. I'm gonna put a packet of creamer. Let's see what it does. I might have to use 2 packets of creamer so I could have it more westernized the way I like it. Yeah, we're gonna have it a little more westernized. So the way I drink my coffee is cream, no sugar. And that's how we will indeed have it. Let me see what I think about this one. All right, this is how I like my coffee, even a little creamier than this usually, but no sweetener. Oh yeah, not good at all, because this creamer, I don't know if I could say it's light in flavor, but it just distorts the whole taste of this coffee. Still has a lot of bitterness to it. From a 1 to a 10, I give this coffee as is right now, like a 3. Not good at all. We're gonna use the second packet of sugar. Maybe that'll help me. Let's see if that did any justice. Nah, now it's like sweet. Now I'm trying to mask all the flavors. Nah, this is terrible coffee. From a 1 to a 10, I give it a 3. It just is what it is. I don't expect much from Rations though, so, and I'm not a black coffee drinker, so take that for what it's worth. All right, let's see what's in this can, in this tin. All Hispanic writing, I believe. Yeah, Spanish writing. Sorry. Receta tradicional. So, traditional recipe. It's a pork liver pate. Boom, there you go. And that's what it's looking like. Very like livery looking. If I'm gonna guess, you know, like that kind of, because it's not pink. It also has like this reddish hue to it, and I feel, oh yeah, I smell it already. It smells pretty decent, and of course these we're gonna have with the regular crackers. Okay, I have them here. So let's see what this is looking like. I'm gonna slap it down on the plate, all of it, because I feel like we'll notice. Oh yeah, I can't because this is so soft. So that's pretty awesome. So that's a good aspect of this pate, is the fact that it's very spreadable. And I could see already that there's high fat content, so it should have good flavor, all right? Because it's peppered with a lot of fat, okay? I don't know if the camera picks it up, but all the white dots, basically, I'm assuming is fat, okay? So that always adds flavor. Let's go. Not bad. All right, from a 1 to a 10, I give this liver pate. I give this a solid 7.5, maybe even an 8. It just tastes a little bit of salt in there, along with all like the minerally flavors. Not bad at all, and I do like that it's a consistent color. And I must say, so far, I would say this one is the only thing so far that I would say like sticks out as being like very respectable quality and nice compared to the previous items that I had. Nothing to brag about those, but this, okay, this is not bad at all. Oh yeah, we're gonna have a little more of that. This one is super thick, just the way I like it. So yeah, very hardcore in flavor, okay? If you don't like liver, you're not gonna like this. Liver pate, that is. It has that mineral flavor, and it's nice. No weird aftertaste. And yeah, I give it an 8 because it's not the best I've ever had, but very, very respectable. All right, gonna move on from that. Guys, we're doing pretty decent timing. 30 minutes in so far, and all we have is the mains and the bar for dessert. So we're doing great. Let's open it up. Yeah, so this is the manufacturer, Jomipsa. Jomipsa. All right. I hope this is not freaking some tomato. Oh, exactly what I didn't want to eat, but I'm gonna just taste everything anyway. This is like typical from this brand, I believe. Like these freaking fake Italian stuff that it's disrespectful for Italians, first of all, and just tastes like canned stuff. But I don't know. It just tastes or smells like something that came out of a package, not like overwhelmingly industrial, but yeah, it definitely smells like it came out of a packet. As far as visuals, it doesn't look terrible because it's not like the worst of slop. It has some consistency, you know, with the actual pasta in there is substantial size, you know what I mean? So it might have some chew to it. It looks like we have some ground beef, and then of course we have like that greasy, oily pasta sauce with it. So that's what it's looking like up close. I'm not a huge fan of these type of like Chef Boyardee type of meals. To me, this always tasted like food for people in a hospital who like don't have enough strength to chew. I like something savory and chewy and something to sink my teeth in. But so take that for what it's worth, and we'll just give it a try anyway. All right, if I'm gonna be honest, the chew is actually good. Okay, so the pasta, I've had worse before. In particular, I'm thinking about the United States rations that are similar. They're way worse. Okay, so that's what this is going for it. The flavor is not terrible. I like that it's not crazy salty, all right? Just a little bit of saltiness to it. Let's put some pepper in there. Maybe put a little bit more salt. See if more flavor comes out. Okay, sometimes that helps. But all in all, I'd say the texture is great, and the flavor is not, the good thing about it is not intense in flavor, so it's not overwhelming. So this is actually eatable, okay? This is not bad. I've had a lot worse. So I would, this is kind of respectable in my opinion, because I feel like this type of food, this pasta sauce out of a pack, it's never delicious, in my personal opinion and my experience. So I would say this is probably one of the best tasting fake Italian pasta with sauce and meat. I'll give this like a 6.5 or a 7. 7 on its best day. Let me try it with a cracker. That's not gonna change anything. It's just gonna give it a little more sustenance. Yeah, it didn't do much. Now we're gonna have it with some pork liver. All right, a little bit of pork liver and some of this. And yeah, very doable. But this is definitely not like some kind of food that I would seek out. Like, oh my gosh, get me menu number 3. It's so good. No, definitely not. In fact, I would try to trade this one so far. All right. Let's see about this one. Now, mind you, I was told that this is basically like discontinued, these style of rations. So let me know in the comments if you guys know anything about it. It was only like 13,000 of these were made, and then that's it. So no more. Apparently these are very hard to come by. So like I said, if you're interested in seeing the other menu 1 and 2, I reviewed that one as well. All right. So we have another package. Okay. And so yeah, it feels like slop again, but we'll see what's in there. And by slop, I just mean, you know, something that you could take a ladle and flop it on a plate. Not usually the biggest fan of those foods, but I try everything. All right, so this looks like rice and beans. Oh, I smell it. All right, smells like some kind of stew, like a bean stew, almost like a chili. This smells literally like a chili. Okay, that's what we got here. Excuse me. And as far as visuals, I like the fact that you see the contrasts. In a United States rations, it would be all like one color. So I like that it looks somewhat natural. You know what I mean? You got like the, it might not be rice. It might be like pearl barley or something. I'm not sure. We have the kidney beans. All right. We have that sauce. It smells like a beef. All right. So basically this is like a hunter stew. We have the red peppers, as you can see. And yeah, just like a chili. So like I said, this is a slop just like the other. If I had to eat both of these, I feel like I wouldn't be as satisfied. You know, I like to chew on actual meat. All right, let's try it. The actual flavor is not terrible. Again, from a 1 to a 10, I give this like a 7. All right. It has flavor. You do taste pepper. It is also salty. Doesn't taste like chemicals. But again, this tastes like something that here in America, you could buy this. This flavor is like the bean paste that you would put on top of like hot dogs at a gas station. So that's basically the vibe. So that would be your dinner. So in essence, to me, this is not like serious food, all right? This is like some, I don't know, slop. I gotta say though, it is definitely seasoned like on the spicy tip in a good way, all right? So I do appreciate that. Because the first thing I thought is like, damn, this is gonna need hot sauce. But no, so I do like that. So I want to know from my Ukrainian viewers if you guys have tried this one, if you like it, because I feel like Poland, Ukraine are countries that they don't usually use heavy, spicy foods, and this is a big difference. So I'm curious what to see if they actually like this. Me, this is not bad, but it's also not good. All right, so 7 on its best day. All right, gonna move on from this and finish off with dessert. All right, and that's the military bar. I just call it a cereal bar. All right, let's check it out. I do like the packaging, very simple, clean aesthetics. And that's what it's looking like. Okay, so it looks like one of those multi-grain whole, you know, yeah. That's what it's looking like. Ooh, we got a nice almond in there. Check that out. So as far as presentation, I would say it's doing its job. Pretty nice. Got a little bit of everything, so it does look natural and appealing. All right, first bite going in. How can I put this? It's good and not good at the same time. So this tastes like if you're eating if you're on a diet and eating like a healthy breakfast, granola, oatmeal type of deal, and you're not putting like raisins, you're not putting bananas or fruits because you want it to be healthy, you're working out and you're trying to lean out. That's what this tastes like. So there's a good aspect about it. It tastes kind of like really natural and stuff. But if I'm a soldier, I'm not trying to be healthy at all. I want something that's like, hits the spot. And this doesn't. This tastes like I'm eating bird seeds, literally, like little. And even some of the seeds, they don't taste like they were properly roasted. So it has like that green taste in them, okay? Like they're still raw, which I guess would be good for health aspects. Okay, but like I said, on the front lines, you're not trying to be healthy. You're trying to feel full, energetic, and have a strong morale, all right? Ready to fight. This, as far as taste itself, from a 1 to 10, it's a 1. So yeah, take that for what it's worth. It's cool that it has a little bit of everything and tastes healthy, but as far as pure enjoyment, not at all. So yeah, that concludes the review of menu number 3. I would say overall, I don't know why Poland didn't just make their own. Why they would pay another country to do it. Why spend money in Spain? And then obviously I just bought this. So money being spent for something that's not good. This could have been made in Poland, but I'm sure it's a political reason. If you guys know, leave it down in the comments. Anyway, if you stayed to the end, thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Till next time, signing off.